Hey guys, I'm Phoenix Gray, and today we're going to talk about gurus. We're going to talk about marketing gurus and ebook gurus, and basically just, publishing gurus. And I wanted to cover this topic because I feel like it's very under-discussed, and I've seen a lot of people get fucked. And I dropped the F-bomb because screwed over is not strong enough of a word. It's really easy to lose your money if you follow the wrong people. So these are kind of my do's and don'ts for gurus. This might not make me popular to some gurus, but I'm going to go ahead and go out with it anyway. First and foremost, you pretty much only want to follow people that write in your genre. And the reason that you want to do this is because marketing tactics often do not cross over between genres. You will hear a lot of marketing gurus say that whatever they're doing it works for all genres. In a lot of cases, that's just not true. And the reason it's not true is because the demographics and the buying behaviors of different demographics work differently. So one great example of this is for those that are in LitRPG, if you have absolutely no money, the best thing that you can do for marketing that will cost you nothing is to post your book in Facebook groups on the designated days that the Facebook groups allow. And I've seen people that have $0 to spend on marketing make thousands of dollars on their books by doing this. Now, if you are a new author in romance and you try doing this, you will waste your time and make no money. And the reason why is because there are very, very few Facebook groups in LitRPG right now. So the readers are pretty concentrated into these small groups. It's easy to reach everybody, and also because they're well policed. So most groups only allow authors to post on certain days, which is really great. Because in romance, if you try to do this, there are hundreds of Facebook groups. So basically, it's all the readers are spread among all these groups. There's not really a main central one or even a main few central ones where readers kind of congregate. And another issue is that they were never policed. So they have pretty much become spam grounds for authors, which does drive readers away. Nobody just wants to be in a group where they're only seeing advertisements all the time. So if you are in LitRPG, posting in Facebook groups will work for you to make money out of no advertising budget. But if you're in romance, you will probably maybe sell 1 or 2 books doing that, even if you post in all however many, over 100 groups that there are. So yeah, and there are other examples where marketing tactics don't cross over. When I first started writing LitRPG, I came from romance. So I used everything I knew from romance marketing at LitRPG, and quite a bit of it was not as effective just because the demographic is so different. So I'm probably going to get into that later on in another video, but I just kind of wanted to put that out there. So only follow people that write in your genre. I mean, even marketing gurus that just do marketing, a lot of times if they aren't specifically used to marketing, Facebook's a great example. If they aren't used to marketing specific to your genre, your results are going to be different than what they're getting from marketing in that genre if you're marketing in a completely different genre. So that's super important to know. Also, if you are going to buy books on marketing, try to make sure that they're no older than a year, because things change in publishing all the time. AMS updates their dashboard a lot and adds different things. Facebook does the same thing. So if it's more than a year old, chances are that it's probably not going to be relevant anymore. And if you use those tactics, they're probably not going to be as effective as they were when the book was published. Another thing, if you are going to spend money on a big course, so for example, the last course that I actually invested in was a Facebook course, and it cost us $600 to be in this course. And the guy that was running it, he updated it pretty well frequently in the first year. But after that, he shut the course down and he started a new one. I think the new one is $900 or something crazy like that. It's just outrageous. I've seen this with other courses too, that people will create these courses and they just don't get updated forever. So it's not a bad idea to take courses, but you also have to know that the people that are gurus full time, this is how they make their money. And if they feel like they've, got all of the customers that they can get for what they're teaching and that they're just not bringing in enough money, they will cut their course and start a new one. Even if it's like the same stuff. I mean, it can just be like tactics from 2018, cut that course, tactics from 2019, cut that course, tactics from 2020, because that's how they make their money. So another thing, if you're following someone's success story, and I have seen a lot of authors that have been around forever that will publish a course on how they made it to where they are today. And of course, these are people that everybody wants to get to that level of success. So it's cool and all that they're like publishing, they're showing everybody how they did it. But you also need to keep in mind that where they started was completely different from how things are now. So oftentimes, marketing methods can be archaic, whereas if you follow everything that they did step by step to a T to get to where they are now, you will not get the same results because the things they did were effective back then. They're not effective now. There are some authors who do try to stay up to date on stuff, but there are also a lot who already have amassed a large fan base, and they can get more fans just based on like their name and word of mouth, and so their methods for cultivating fans aren't really what you would do if you were a brand new author. So they're basically not teaching things from the standpoint of, I'm a new author today and I want to learn how to make money today, starting with no money, nothing. They're teaching, I'm a new author 7 years ago and I want to be like famous in the now. So I'm doing what, they're teaching what was popular 7 years ago. So yeah, it's often better to follow someone who was recently successful, like I'd say within a year, because, or a year, or maybe, I would probably cap it at a year. If you see somebody gaining like a rapid success, it's probably better to follow that person than to follow someone who's been around forever, because their methods are going to be more relevant. And honestly, free information is the best information. Watch the people that you want to aspire to be that level of successful. Watch what they do, join their mailing lists, follow them on Facebook, see how they market, and kind of take your cues from that. You're probably going to learn a lot more and be a lot more successful doing that than you are going to be buying most of the courses out there. Now, there are some things that are very specific and very complicated and advanced that I do recommend either paying someone else to do if you're not willing to learn it, putting in a lot of hours to learn how to do it correctly, or going ahead and forking out for a course. And Facebook is one of those things. I think that Facebook ads are incredibly hard to master. I paid somebody to do mine for a long time, and then I went ahead and I did this marketing course because a bunch of people were recommending it to me. And I tried it, and I learned how to do Facebook ads, and it was honestly some of the best money. The best $600 I spent. It probably saved me. It saved me just like a ton of money. But yeah, most things you don't need to take a course like that. Honestly, I just did it because the whole point of taking courses is to get all the information you need, like right in one spot, to where you don't have to look for it. But honestly, you can learn anything for free if you're willing to put in enough hours, like looking through YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's not impossible to learn anything in marketing without throwing out money on a course. But anyway, guys, these were the things that I really wanted to cover about gurus and courses. Always do your due diligence. Make sure that somebody you know is having success with what you are about to put your money down on to try to replicate. And I'm not saying, look at the testimonials by like other people you don't know, because authors will tote each other's shit without even having ever tried it. And unfortunately, the system with that can be a little bit dishonest. Or I've seen some gurus that are like, hey, I'll give you a discount if you say something good about my course. And I mean, you see this in the day-to-day world with a lot of products, but I mean, gurus do it too. I've seen it. So make sure that somebody you personally know has already been through the course before you invest it. You know, if it's a ebook and you've got the time and it's a few bucks, it's no big deal. But if you're getting ready to drop like $500, $600, $1,000 on a course, you want to make sure that somebody you know has already been seeing success with it. But anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Because I know that we all really want to make money, and sometimes in our desperation, we kind of fling our money in maybe directions that we shouldn't. So I hope you guys have maybe learned something for this, or that it's helped someone out there. But I will see you in the next video.